Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Sarcasm Speaks. Jared and Bob here. All right, so I saw this the other day, actually, and I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on it. Um, so they're gonna make a movie about John Madden. Um, Nicolas Cage is playing John Madden, which is kind of hilarious if you think about it, but at the same time, like I think he's gonna do well just because of the type of actor that he is. Um, but this is like a crazy cast. So obviously, like I said, Nicolas Cage is going to be John Madden. Christian Bale is playing Al Davis. For anyone out there that doesn't know, that's the former owner of the Ravens. Catherine Hahn is playing John Madden's wife, Virginia Madden. So Catherine Hahn is the wife in Step Brothers for anyone out there that doesn't know names like I do because it's my autistic superpower. She's also Agatha Harkness in the Marvel series, so she's great. She's a phenomenal actress. So she's Virginia Madden. John Mulaney is playing the founder of EA Sports, or I guess EA Games in general, because I think it's an overarching thing. Guy's name is Trip Hawkins. Um, so yeah, John Mulaney's in it, and then Sienna Miller is playing Carol Davis, is Al Davis's wife. So that's all from the cast that's been sort of leaked so far. Um, I don't know when the movie is actually supposed to come out. They're filming it right now, so I would imagine it's probably not going to come out maybe until early 2026, I would guess sometime. Um, but I don't know. I think it's probably going to be pretty good, right? But it does seem odd to just randomly make a movie about John Madden.
Well, if John Mulaney's playing the EA Sports guy, is it about the video game in the development of the video game, or is it actually about John Madden's life?
So from what I saw, the quick synopsis is it's it is mostly a chunk of John Madden's career as a head coach and the animosity that grew between him and Al Davis. Because I didn't know this, because this all happened in the 80s. Al Davis basically fired John Madden. He told him that he was too old to coach still. And Madden was pissed. And so what he did was he worked with the guy from EA or EA Sports to create the video game and then went and became an announcer, right? I don't know who he started. Maybe ABC is who he started with. I know ultimately he ended up with ESPN on Monday Night Football, but he might have started with ABC or something like maybe CBS. Who knows? It doesn't really matter. Um, but it focuses on that little bit. So it's more about John Madden, right? And how his relationship with Al Davis kind of fell apart. And then what Madden did after he left football as a coach.
I don't think I'll be seeing it. Seems right, but
Yeah. So that's kind of what I was going to get to too. I'm probably not going to go see it in the theater. Um,
oh, I'm most certainly not.
yeah, you can say definitely. I can put it definitely on that. So I'm definitely not going to go see it in the movie theater. Um, I'm probably not going to pay for it when it comes on streaming. But 3 years from now, when it's free on Netflix, I might watch it.
Yep, just doesn't interest me. Um,
Again, I'm sure it's going to be good,
yeah,
but
I mean, maybe it will. I don't.
I mean, it's
I'm sure it
certainly got
will,
the
but
cast so far. Like I said, Nicolas Cage, Christian Bale, Catherine Hahn, like just those three on the top is like it's the acting is going to be good. Um, you would hope those three wouldn't sign on to something without reading the script, and if it was a shitty script to begin with, right, and then make a shitty movie. But even if it is not that great, not that greatly written, those three at the top should be able to salvage even a shitty writer. But it does just kind of seem weird to just make a movie about John Madden out of nowhere, too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't really know why we know need it. It's also it's also odd, or I guess so I don't know if movies like this have a lot of staying power, right? Like, didn't Steve Jobs get a movie?
Yeah, I got two movies.
Oh shit, did he really? This is gonna prove my point.
Yeah.
And I think when it first came out, like, yeah, they were pretty good. People seemed to like them.
Yeah, because Michael Fassbender played him in one, and then I think Ashton Kutcher played him in another one. Like, I think they came
That's
out
a
like
name.
relatively the same time.
Um,
Maybe
yeah,
one was about Steve Jobs and the other one was about Apple, but obviously you can't have a movie about the founding of Apple without Steve Jobs. So I don't know. It was
wasn't there one with Seth Rogen?
There was one called Jobs, right? Like there was a movie called Jobs. And I think that was the one with Michael Fassbender. But there was another movie where Ashton Kutcher also played Steve Jobs.
Well, because didn't I think we watched it. There was one with Seth Rogen. And I just remember like sitting in a press conference and it's like, what do you do? And it's like, oh, I conduct the orchestra or whatever. I think that was a Steve Jobs movie.
Yeah, Seth Rogen was in the Michael Fassbender one.
Um, Ray comes to mind back in like the early 2000s or mid 2000s, whenever that came out. Everyone seemed to really like it.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's talking about fucking Ray anymore. So, yeah, I mean, even if it is good, I mean, it's just a blip on the radar, most likely.
Were they both called Jobs? What the fuck? So the one called Jobs has
Are
Ashton
we sure these are
Kutcher.
two movies?
Yeah, yeah, I know, right? Am I doing the fucking Kazam thing
What is it in
where
Family Guy? It's like, are you sure there were two movies? Are you sure this wasn't nothing?
what
Are you sure
shit.
Ashton Kutcher played Steve Jobs in a
What's the
movie?
thing where everyone thinks that Sinbad played a genie, right, in a
Shazam.
movie called Shazam, but it was actually Shaq
I think we're
In
being gaslit
Kazam?
on that.
I think we are too. I think that's bullshit. How can a whole generation of people think that there was a movie with
Convinced that this movie
convinced that
exists.
there was a movie with Sinbad as a genie, right? And you're going to tell us it didn't exist?
No way.
There's no way. Like a couple people here and there, yeah, sure. But like everyone between the ages of like 30 and 40 at this point, right? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, it's got to be 30, maybe 30 to 45. An entire generation of people are convinced that
Is
this
that the
movie
Mandela
existed.
effect?
Yes, I believe so. I believe that's what that's called. So I looked it up. There's a movie called Jobs. It came out in 2023. Ashton Kutcher played Steve Jobs. Then in 2015, there was a movie that came out called Steve Jobs. And that was when Michael Fassbender played Steve Jobs. So 2 years later, right? In 2013, you get Jobs with Ashton Kutcher. And then in 2015, you get Steve Jobs with Fassbender. That makes no sense to me.
Yep. Well, that Ashton Kutcher one must have been really, really good because I didn't even hear about it. This is what I mean. It's like I don't think this John Madden like maybe it'll be good, maybe the acting lifts it, but like it's just not interesting enough. I just don't care. If I want to learn about John Madden, I'll go to the facts.
Right, right. Yeah, I feel like John Madden's not. I mean, no disrespect to him, but I feel like he's not a big enough cultural icon for people to give a shit, right? To like go watch a movie about him.
Yeah. And some people will,
And
and
some
it'll be
people will,
forgotten
right?
about
Like
very
again,
easy.
maybe it's an age thing, like to go back to a generation thing. Like maybe the people that are older than us, right, that love football back in, the 80s and 70s, maybe they love John Madden and they would go see this movie. It's just they're like in their 60s now, right? They're probably in their 50s and 60s. But, maybe it wasn't made for us, right? Because I mean, again, our generation, like you were born in 90, I was 92, like this John Madden was already out of football at that point. Again, like he created his game, I think 1989,
I want to say that's right.
um 23, 87, 1987. I think was the very first Madden game, because I remember in Madden 23 was called Madden 25 because it was the 25th anniversary of Madden. And I remember everyone was freaking out, being like, oh, it's going to be fucked up now when we actually get to 2025. And it's like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like everyone was like, well, this doesn't make any sense. Um, because for anyone out there that never played Madden, Madden was always just called whatever the year it came out in, right? So Madden 13 was from Madden 2013. Madden 05, right? From 2005. But 25 was a goofy one because it came out, I think, in 23. So there is no Madden 23, because it's 25. And then now, again, that would make 1987 the first one. Um, and I think they just didn't give a shit. And I think when Madden 25 came out again, I think there's two. I think there's two Madden 25s.
I mean, people who like Madden are going to buy the game, so
Yeah, because they could technically the first one is the 25th anniversary, and then Madden 25 would have been last year. Yeah, 25
also
comes out in
it's also
24.
very simple. You just make it Madden 25 and then Madden 2025.
Yeah, yeah. So
Done.
yeah, like I said, I don't know, kind of a weird move. Um, I'd watch it if it was free, but I wouldn't pay for it. So, all right, it's kind of sticking on the sports thing. I've had this on the list for a little while now, so I figured I would just toss it out here for you. Um, what do you think is more likely for an average person, right? So me or you, right? Um, do you think we would have a better chance of having 50 attempts, right, to complete one 10-yard pass in the NFL, or you have 50 at bats to put one ball in play in baseball, right? So when I read that, I saw that was on Twitter a while ago. People were debating about it. So let me set some other parameters before you share. When I read that, a ball in play means that it doesn't necessarily need to be a hit, right? You might be able to hit a dribbler back to the pitcher who throws it to first base and you're out, but you put the ball in play, right? Which means you made contact with the ball and it was not a foul ball. Again, so you have 50 at bats to do that, or you have 50 attempts to complete one 10-yard pass in the NFL. Again, full game scenario in both situations. You're going up against an average MLB pitcher who throws the ball 95 miles an hour, can throw you whatever, can throw you a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, could throw you an 86-mile-an-hour changeup, can, throw the 12 to 6 curve, whatever, right? And then in football, it's the full on pads, 6'5" offensive lineman, right? Basically, we're Kyler Murray because you and I are not 6'5" quarterbacks to be able to see over an NFL offensive line. but you got 50 tries to complete a 10-yard pass or 50 at bats to put one ball in play. What do you think is more likely to happen?
Well, don't just suck the exercise right off the rip. It's way easier to lay down a bunt. So that one is the easier one because you have 50 chances, 50 full at bats to just bunt a ball because that's technically a ball in play and you don't need to be safe. So,
All right, what if we remove bunting from the equation?
okay. Um, how much do I get to like prep, or is this like tomorrow I gotta go step into an MLB game?
um, I would say tomorrow, but you can practice a little bit. You can have one practice, right? Like you can go to the batting cage like for like a day before, like a couple hours before, right? Or you can do like a football practice the day before, right? Like a quick 11 on 11, wearing a red jersey. But like the other thing too is in a game scenario, like they're going to hit you, right? They're going to try and sack you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaning baseball on this because I'm too short. I don't have a strong arm, so it has to be just like a screen pass, basically. So like whoever I throw it to has to get me my 10 because I'm not completing a ball with 10 air yards in the NFL.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I don't think I can take a hit from some of these people. Like, dude,
yeah.
like,
Like
so,
TJ Watt
well, so
coming
this is
off the
the thing.
corner,
It's either going to be
Miles
someone.
Garrett.
So this is yeah. So it's like you're going to have a guy that is approaching 300 pounds. You have a D tackles that are over 300 pounds, or you have guys that are like 275 and fucking fly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, like a Keon White.
like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I can't do anything against that. So my biggest problem is I think I'm literally too short to get over the line. So
Yeah,
it's like I almost have to like pull a Matt Ryan, probably
roll
roll
right.
right.
Or you got to run like the rodeo clown. That's why he
Yeah, they're
rolls on
not. Yeah,
every
but they're gonna
play.
catch me.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
fast. I'm not.
right. It's true. Yeah. Yep.
Um, and I have to complete a 10-yard pass. Again, not 10 air yards. Baseball, I just have to fucking put a bat on a ball. I just think my likelihood
Yeah.
of putting a bat on a ball is just higher. Like the actual outcome is less. Like if you said you need to hit a fucking ball to the outfield, I'd be like, fuck, I don't know now. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
even like but I would still say like luck because in this situation, baseball is a reactionary activity in a way because you are reacting to what is happening. So an MLB pitcher, now the only requirement for me is I got to get the bat on the ball. So like I conceivably could whiff 150 times and then I don't accomplish it.
Right.
Because I don't think but that's the thing. We're not saying which one do you think you can do, which one's easier.
Right.
And I think I would have a better odds of a ball in play. Because again, all I have to do is get bat on the ball in play, like
Yeah.
not foul. And I mean, these dudes throw 95, so it's like I ain't squaring much up, but like luck. I think like luck at some point, like I'd probably just guess
Yeah.
and square one up.
Yeah.
But like you can't like you can kind of luck your way into passes and whatever, but like only if you're good, and I'm not. So like I can't like like so I'm react in baseball I'm reacting and the outcome isn't as strong. But in football, I can't react. I have to create the play,
Right.
which I cannot do. And the outcome is much more difficult.
Yeah. I actually agree with you. I 100% agree. I think it's more likely for one of us to put a ball in play in 50 at bats. Because again, like you said, you got 150 swings. I'm swinging every time. I'm swinging at
Uh,
every ball.
yeah, again, and it's like obviously there's some logistical concerns like if I have to do it all in a row, then yes, like
For sure. Yeah.
I need to get it early because I'll be tired by the end of
Right.
it.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I can't see over 6'4", 6'5", 350 pound lineman. I probably can't take a hit from a 300 pound defensive lineman. Um, yeah, there's it's just it's not happening, right? So I think it's more. I agree with you. I think it's more likely to be able to put a ball in play. Again, you don't have to get a hit, right? You don't have to get it to the outfield. It just has to be in play.
Yeah, I think a much more difficult question though is do you think you could get on base in a baseball game or complete a 10-yard pass? I think that's a much more difficult question. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah,
I may actually, in that sense, I may actually say it's the pass.
yeah,
Because again, if I just get a screen off, my running back could get 10 yards.
right.
Um, I think that's a much more difficult question. Can you reach base? I guess. Sorry. Can you reach base in an with a true at bat, so not a walk
Right.
or not getting hit?
Yeah. Take one
So if
for
I
the
get hit, I'm
team.
probably perishing.
Oh
But
my God. Yeah. My humerus would just shatter.
yeah, that to me, although that could be worth some workers' comp. Because if I'm in a baseball game, I'm an employee.
That's true. So yeah, and it's funny because I do think hitting a baseball is one of the hardest things to do. But I think for an average person, you're more likely to be able to put a ball in play. Again, given those particular parameters, right? If you
Yeah.
change it and you say what you said, then it probably is football, right?
Yeah, I
But
would say, yeah, because then it's like not only do you have to square it up, you need to square it up, you need to get the hit, and you got to beat out the run because you got to remember we're not that fast. So it's
right.
like if you hit a blooper, like you might get thrown out at first.
True. Yeah. Yeah, you could.
So if it's not reach on error or hit by pitch or walk, because those aren't technically at bats, fielder's choice, same thing. Like
Yeah.
that might act like I think that might be way harder.
Yeah.
Not that any of this stuff is realistic.
Right. But, all right. Well, with that, you want to wrap this up?
We can wrap this up. Um, so last night, Michaela and I went to Ocean Prime in the Seaport
Hmm.
for our anniversary. And I mean it's good. Obviously it's up in the tier with the Boston steakhouses like um you know the drill. Like they're
Yeah.
all kind of good. They're all kind of like the same idea, same type of shit. But I feel like it's a little bit better than like a Capital Grill, but like I mean not crazy better, but like maybe just like a legit notch above. Everyone talks about Moo. Like Moo's supposed to be pretty good. Like Moo might be the best in this in Boston. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
I've never heard of Moo, but
so it's the craziest thing because so I say Moo and it's like oh so it might be like the best steakhouse in Boston. Does it sound like a fucking gimmick to you? Because it sounds like a gimmick to me.
yeah,
Yeah,
does.
it's called Moo, like or like Moo. That's what you came up with. But there's two locations. There's one in Beacon Hill and there's one in also in the Seaport. So I guess that's supposed to be like the real deal. But like you can't. The other thing is like we are legit splitting hairs here. Like you're not getting bad food from any of these places.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, so Ocean Prime was good. That's obviously, I mean, you know what you're getting with that. So it's like that type of place. I don't know, once a year. Definitely not more than three or four, I guess,
Yeah.
depending on like where you put your dining.
Yeah. Maximum once a quarter.
Yeah, I was gonna say like just depending on like how you look at it.
Yeah.
Um, I guess conceivably if it's like all you did, you could do it like once a month or so. But it's just steaks are 60 to $100. Like one of the specials we didn't get it. It was a Japanese A5 Wagyu, um, 4 ounces. I think that was like $100, which I didn't think that was that bad because I think some of those Wagyu ends up being like fucking
Yeah.
$300 or
Yeah. I was
so.
gonna say 300.
Um, So like that was a special. We didn't get that. We got so the way we did it, we got our appetizers. um, 16-ounce ribeye, a side of potatoes, and the sea scallops came with risotto, just like kind of like risotto, whatever. So it's like then her and I just kind of like split. Like I got like a quarter of her scallops. She took like a quarter of the steak, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I mean, yeah, like that's all good, everything. But like that's kind of like, but I mean, again, they wine's like $100, or a bottle of wine's like $100, like
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
steaks or whatever. So that kind of idea. But we had like a probably a 7 o'clock reservation. By the time the Uber got us there, it was like 6:40. So we did like one quick like lap around, which um I don't really know the Seaport very well at all. I think it's close to what's the actual main drag where the World Trade Center is?
I think that Atlantic Ave,
I don't know. That doesn't sound right, but that's fine. Whatever the main drag is, because in my
Seaport
or
Boulevard.
yes, that sounds right. I think it's that. So
Yeah.
I think we're just like I think it's on there, but it's just kind of facing an angle, whatever. So it's like kind of like it's right fucking there. And it's not far from the World Trade Center. If you head down further, that's where like Tony C's whatever is. Um, but so we did a quick lap around, just like by the water, whatever. And you kind of got into this once I texted you guys from Tony C's. I felt I've never felt like this much of and I know what we're getting at this in this place, but just an overwhelming lack of reality. Like it felt like I felt like everything was like staged. I felt like the people were actors. I felt like they were like people were wearing costume. Like it just didn't feel like anything was like real.
Yeah.
It just seemed how everything was kind of like Fantasyland.
Yeah.
Um, and I've never kind of like walked around and felt that because like even in Rome, sorry, people forget I've been to Italy once. Even in Rome, it's like, but like Rome is in reality. Like people dress up and take these pictures and they're doing this and doing that and they're going to this place because of the pictures that they can take and the reviews and the Instagram and like it's not the real world.
Right.
Like it's not reality. It is effectively a fantasy land. Like Disney is a fantasy land. So it's like, but like just to see it in what should be just like a part of the city, it just felt like there wasn't one real like fucking authentic thing happening there. Now, once we were in the restaurant, it was actually fine because it's like, again, this is what it is. Like we knew what we were getting into. That felt fine. But like again, it's just like the outfits, the presentation, like the people. I just it was an odd feeling. It was a really odd feeling of just like oh, this is just not representation of like how things go.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I said to you, it's because real people don't live in the seaport anymore.
Yeah, but I don't even think these are people who live there. I think these are because people who live there, I don't think like anyone that lives there is either a young in the financial industry or they got real money, right? Because it's like it's fucking expensive as hell to be in there.
Hmm.
So anyone that's actually established ain't hanging out there. They're probably going like because they probably look around and go, "This is a joke." Like again, it's like I'm not going to say like poor people because it's still expensive to be in there, but like some of this like some of these places, it's like you are putting on this presentation of like wealth or high class whatever, and it's like you're 20 fucking 3 years old, like 26 years old, like you're nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. It's like I almost feel like people that are truly wealthy might be like probably going to Back Bay or something. Like I'm making that up, but like I think Back Bay has a lot of like real like high end, like the actual high end shit. Not that
Yeah.
like an Ocean Prime isn't, but um like where rich people, like really rich people actually hang out. Now I could be off base on the exact neighborhood, which is fine. It doesn't really matter. Um, because that's the other thing too, is it's like one of the big attractions in the Seaport is the Cisco tent. It's a fucking tent
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
Like that's not like what'd you say one of those shits was? $4 million?
What? The
One of
penthouse?
the
The thing I sent you?
yeah, what was it?
Try 50 million.
Oh, that was just that was the penthouse.
Yeah, the penthouse was
Oh, I thought I
$50 million.
thought
dollars.
I thought I saw something else. I thought it, I might have
No,
been, you
it's
know what?
like
I'm thinking
4,000. It's a one, you could get a one bedroom for like $4,000 a month.
$4,000 a month. I was like,
Yeah.
what? I was like, what did I? Yeah. Um, but like that's the thing. It's like the people that can afford shit like that are either probably young financial people or like they ain't going to fucking drink beer in a tent.
Yeah.
That just doesn't match.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, if it's pretend, whatever. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's reality. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it was just a weird feeling walking around. And honestly, like I never really went frequently enough before. So I remember Whiskey Priest and Atlantic Beer Garden. I don't really remember anything around me. I remember like them. I remember like Legals the whole time, Tony C's, what I mean back when it was Remy's, like, and I know that used to be like that's kind of was it. Like that was everything. And it's just like I don't really remember beyond that.
Yeah.
So I can't even really go back to like, well, it never used to be like this. It's like, well, no, I don't know, but um, odd, very odd feeling, just kind of like walking around there.
Believe it. Believe it. All right. Well, my final thought will probably be a quick one, but so Friday, we went to Wardsbury Farm because I had the day off.
We've been
Um,
we've been there.
yeah, it's a cool spot, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. I know it's right by your golf course too, so you
Sure
drive by
is.
it a million
I don't,
times.
but
Yeah,
it's on the other side.
right. But yeah, now you don't. You when you used to like where the old gym was, probably, right?
Nope,
No?
because I have always had a cut through. The only
Okay.
time, no, it's very rare I've ever gone that way.
Okay. But I
Very
mean, you've
rare.
been there. So
Yep,
it's
yep.
pretty big. It's a cool spot, whatever. So we took the kid. We did the whole pick your own strawberries thing. They have some play areas, right? He can run around, he can play, it was cool, whatever. So we go,
Pigs.
we pick our strawberries. He has fun, like we have a good time. We get to ride a tractor, right? You hop in the tractor, they take you out to the strawberry patch. Then you pick your strawberries, you hop back in the tractor and go back to the tent. So on the way back, we we're on the tractor and it's slow, right? It's an old tractor. We're just kind of like cruising along and we drive by some of the workers that are working at Ward's Berry Farm. And they're working in the fields, right? They're I don't know what they're doing. They're putting lines down or they're not picking any fruit or anything, but they're doing stuff, right? And I happen to look and there's three of them. And I look and I go, "Oh, okay, all right. That's odd." And I see another one and I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right." And I see the third one as we go by and I'm like, well, "Hang on a second. All three of them are black in the town of Sharon, right? Which is very white, very Jewish." We're like, and we're on a farm. The guy driving the kid, he's a kid driving the tractor. He's like this young white kid. And I'm like, the only three people working in the field right now are, are three old black men, right? They're probably in their like 40s, 50s, whatever. I'm like, it's just odd, right? Like, just something I noticed that was like kind of weird, right? Kind of weird to me. And at the same exact time, Amy noticed it because she's sitting right next to me and she turns, she goes, "Are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking right now?" And I just go, "Yup." And I just start dying laughing, but I'm like trying to hold it in because there's other people around us. Like we're on a giant fucking tractor with kids and parents and all this shit like going on. So you're just like, very odd to me that the only people that are like working in the field are these three like middle-aged black men. I'm like, I don't know. Something about that makes me feel slightly uneasy, right? Like, I mean, obviously they're getting paid. It's 2025, right? I'm not trying to say they're slaves or anything, but like, I don't know. Just weird. So, shout out to Wardsbury Farm. Go support them and give them money so that they can pay their employees properly. Hopefully, fingers
Yeah, they
crossed.
it's funny the farm in Easton. You can see like the people, like the actual like people working in the fields, all have to be from South America.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm sitting there too, and I'm like, well, some things never change, right?
yeah. Yep. So there you have it. Great stuff too. I do love Wards. They have some really good, great produce, great food and everything. So, yeah, shout out to those guys. So yeah, that's gonna do it for us. Thanks for watching wherever you're at. Subscribe, on whatever platform you're on. Give us a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. Check out this all the social medias on the bottom of the screen. Support the show, support us. And until next time, good night, everybody.